We are with a second presentation, Improving Pronunciation through SoundCloud Digital Portfolios, by Professor Maria Alegra from University of Carabobo, Valencia, Venezuela. So you can see here, on behalf of TESOL, also we have here the Central American, the Caribbean Basin TESOL affiliates, so Argentina, Belize, Colombia, Costa Rica, Cuba, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, Venezuela, of course, Haiti, Honduras, Mexico, Nicaragua, Panama, Peru, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. All right. Then also it's important to remember here we have the 4th annual convention and the 14th biannual region TESOL group for CA and CD basing. We have here the date, so July 13th and 14th in this year at the Unitec Tegucigalpa, Honduras. So we have here the countries that are already mentioned. Also, it's important to remember, so through Venezuela, across Venezuela, we have here some kickoff tours strengthening the ELT community coming to a city near you. So please check our social media so you can know venues and dates. So check them TESOL social media, please. Also, it's important to remember that we have here the annual convention, TESOL 36th National Convention, strengthening the ELT community. So we have here May 26th and 27th, 2018 at Hotel Hesperia in Valencia, Venezuela. All right, so our presentation, Improving Pronunciation through SoundCloud Digital Portfolios. So we have here this section aimed to demonstrate how the English students use SoundCloud for individual and per word pronunciation practice. SoundCloud allows learners to enhance their pronunciation abilities by recording diverse activities such as reels, games, problem solving, role plays, or stories reconstructions. The presenter will show attendees some of the activities that English learners, recording, and teachers provide audio feedback on their performances, focusing on their pronunciation. During this section, participants will learn how to create a SoundCloud group for the classes, encouraging course students to upload, record, and share audios for keeping their own pronunciation portfolios while improving their pronunciation. About the presenter, Maria Alegra holds a Master of Science in Applied Linguistics and Graduate Specialist in TEFL from Simon Bolivar University, Associated English Phonetics and Phonology Professor at the undergraduate and graduate levels of the Modern Languages Department of the Faculty of Education at the University of Carabobo. She is also the Chair of English and Phonetics Phonetics and Phonology at the UC since 2007. Mary co-authored the book Pronunciation Book 1, American English Course Series. Besides, she's writing a book on pronunciation games and compounding two digital research journals. She's currently TESOL president. So welcome, Professor Maria Alegra.
Welcome. Can anyone hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Welcome everybody to my presentation, SoundCloud Digital Portfolios for Improving Pronunciation. I would like to know, my attendees, where are you from? I would like to know who's here in the presentation. Where? Venezuela, Mexico. Yes.
Pedro, could you please put your microphone off? Thank you.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, people say yes.
Okay, so good, great. Well, I was asking you, your places of origin. I would like to know people, from the areas where people are in this presentation. I would like to know if I have people from Venezuela, from Colombia, from Mexico, from Argentina, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia. Are you here? Well, I hope, I mean, you're here. Oh, El Salvador. Okay, very good. Hello, El Salvador. I have many good friends there. El Salvador TESOL president, I know him very well. We're going to start today with this presentation that is called SoundCloud Digital Portfolios for Improving Pronunciation. And to start my presentation, I would like to show you this meme I found. It says, I'm sorry, if you pronounce GIF like GIF, then we can be friends. So believe it or not, pronunciation really interferes in the communication. As Bibb said in 1974, pronunciation is as important as grammar, discourse, organization, and any other skill or sub-skill that you may know. Some people have neglected pronunciation, and currently pronunciation is considered the Cinderella of the ESL or EFL world. So it is a real shame that people don't think pronunciation is as important as other skills like speaking or writing or reading or some other sub-skills like grammar, etc. Pronunciation is so important that if it interferes or if someone mispronounces certain words, people will start rejecting having communication with you. So we need to find new ways of communicating and pronouncing well, at least to acquire or to be intelligible in the community, being able to communicate with others, all right? Being able to be understood by others. Let me tell you my agenda for today for these presentation. In these presentation, you will how to record and upload an audio clip, how to add comments to audio tracks, how to create a SoundCloud group for your class where you can share audio files with your students. So you're going to hear also some reasons for considering using SoundCloud in your classroom and the different ways to use SoundCloud in your pronunciation class. Do you know what SoundCloud is? Have you heard about SoundCloud before? You can put, what you think about SoundCloud in your chat box. So everybody knows what you think about it. It's good to know. This is a very popular app that many people use to store music. All right, many young people and not very young people, they use it, but for storing music. And you can see that it has, you can find some other functions to use SoundCloud. For example, to create SoundCloud portfolios for teaching pronunciation or for learning pronunciation. All right? Okay, so good. Okay, is everything fine? Is everything working? Any questions so far? Okay, so good. Let's know a little bit of SoundCloud. SoundCloud, first of all, I need to tell you that it's free. First of all, that is just great for people of our area, of Central America and the Caribbean area, all right? And for the rest of South America and the rest of the world, because when it is free, everybody feels encouraged and feels motivated to use the application or the tool. It is easy, very important, easy for everybody, easy for the students, and easy for the teacher to use. All right. It allows and enhances communication between students and teachers. Believe it or not, guys, it is used as a platform for music, but even students and teachers can use it to communicate, and you will see in a few minutes why and how. Okay. It gives a voice to students and enables them to say their minds. So it means that they can communicate among them. It is not that they just store, their pronunciation there. It is also that they can share among them. So they can talk among them within SoundCloud. Okay, so they can reflect about, or they can correct among each other when using SoundCloud. I mean, SoundCloud also improves students' engagement with the pronunciation class. I mean, this is another way of connecting students with with pronunciation. So many people, I mean, not only teachers, not only specialists on pronunciation, I mean, other teachers, I mean, find pronunciation, you know, like the Cinderella. I mean, that's maybe the neighbor that we don't want to talk with. I mean, we don't use pronunciation in the classroom. We're afraid of using pronunciation in the classroom, but we don't see that there are some other resources we can use, which can be more appealing to our students. You're right. So if someone, I mean, one of your student learners don't like, I mean, pronunciation, this would be a very motivating way to, you know, to using or to improving pronunciation. SoundCloud also diversifies your teaching methodology through audio, adding audio in your instruction. That is quite good. I mean, when we provide our students those speaking activities, right? I mean, we do it in the classroom generally, and we don't do anything else that is outside the classroom. And this is something that allows students to go outside the classroom, all right, and use the same thing, but adding audio to your instruction. And it could be very fun. It's available both on the web and as a mobile app for iPad, iPhone, and Android. So, I mean, it is not, it's not only that you can use your computer, your laptop. I mean, it is also you can use your devices, your smartphones, in order to use SoundCloud. SoundCloud also enhances the students' pronunciation abilities by recording diverse type of activities such as drills, such as games, problem solving, role plays, and story constructions, etc. And there are many other activities, right? Speaking activities that you can use. This is not only for pronunciation teaching or learning, it is also for teaching speaking. Okay. 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 What to do? I mean, in order to record and upload to SoundCloud. All right. First of all, I mean, one thing. I mean, you need to have a SoundCloud account. All right. And in here, you can choose to upload a file that your students have previously recorded in their computers or on their phones, all right? Or you can either start a new recording. I mean, so it is very versatile. I mean, you can already have a clip that you recorded in your computer or in your phone, or you can start recording in here in the SoundCloud platform, all right? Okay. Then in here where it says upload, you can go, all right, and you upload your recording, the recording of your students, or you can also record your voice. I mean, the teacher can record the instructions here and can make it available for the whole group. All right, so you here see the recording on your left. You can see that you can have groups of students here. Is everything fine? Are you here? Are you looking at my presentation? Yeah, I think so.
Yes, we are. We are.
Okay, so good, so good. So after you upload the recording, I mean, you can also share any sound you want with the rest of the community if you want, with the whole community SoundCloud, or with a group of students, or with all the different groups of students you have in the different sections or classes you have, all right? You can make that recording public or private. So if you can show it to the rest of the world, I mean, you can show it to the rest of the world. If you want to make it private and allow only your students or maybe some other teachers to be in your group, you can also do it. Okay. So the advanced settings allow you to download, okay, to have widgets and to have other apps. that is very, very motivating for students and very useful too. This is how your recording appears. Okay. And here we see how we can create a group on SoundCloud. Okay, on your profile, you see here a name, the name of someone. It said Med Carbeck, all right? You can see that there is, I mean, you can display this, and there is something that is called groups. So you click on groups, all right, in which you have, and you start typing on where you have group name. You give a short description, and you can give also the group description. And you can upload an image if you want. It could be a picture of the whole class, or your picture of the picture of the teacher of the class. Okay. And of course, you can upload to the group, and you can edit that information whenever you want. The same thing. I mean, you can edit the description of the group, you can edit the name of the group, etc., etc. Okay, so this is how my group appears. So the name of a group is developmental phonology. That's the name of my class. So the description of the group, developmental phonology is the subject for the third semester of the career in education, major English. And then you can also describe your group. Okay, this is a pronunciation group. Do not worry, everybody, I mean, any other English professor can use it. Okay, whatever, I mean, whatever the class you're given. If you're teaching the 4 skills, you can have a group like this as well. This is not only for pronunciation experts. Okay, so good. So in here, for example, I have the name of one of my students. All right, I sent an invitation to Maria Jose. All right, with the link of where she is going to find the information about the group. So she joins the group. So, and I will do the same with the rest of my students in the class. After I do that, I can start recording with SoundCloud. Okay, so as I said before, you can choose to upload the recording or to start recording in a real moment. Okay, so in here you will find a communicative activity. For pronunciation, we also have communicative activity, as we have them for speaking, for the speaking skill. So this is a role play. I can give my students the instructions in the same SoundCloud platform. I give my students the situation. I give each one of my students the role they're going to play in the activity. That is very important. And I'm going to start with this situation in which they're going to practice, for example, the pronunciation of noun compounds, all right, which is very different from the ones in Spanish. The pronunciation of noun compounds in Spanish is that you place the stress in the second element of the compound. For example, we say girasol. We say, for example, camacuna, all right? The stress falls in the second syllable. But in English, the stress generally falls in the first element of the compound. Like, for example, I have country road, and I have uphill, and I have apple orchards and stuff. And I have, I mean, special words, I mean, proper nouns like Westminster County, that in which I place the stress in the second element of the phrase. Westminster County. So I'm teaching my students how to, how to place the stress on these noun compounds. This is just an example. It could be anything that you're teaching. It could be that you are teaching segmentals, consonants, or vowel sounds. It could be that you're teaching stress, rhythm, intonation. It doesn't matter. You can have any situation for your communicative activity. So in here you see how I start recording. All right. Here you see another where I place that it is not a podcast, it is not a demo, this is not, I'm not giving this sound effects, I'm just recording, all right? You see it in here. And I go into the next one, and you see, I mean, the instructions for the next activity that is called Spot the Differences, all right? So you see here the instructions that I already typed in here. You see the name of the activity. You see here the link that will take my students to the activity so they can see everything that is related to that. Okay. And I see here my students in action. I mean, they are here recording using a laptop. All right. I mean, one is using a laptop. The other student is using his phone. All right. So the thing is that they are going to perform the activity, all right, using their own devices. All right. They don't need just one device, and they can be one next to the other using their own devices. Okay. So in here, you see how it looks like in my profile. You see that I have a role play that is related to noun compounds, and it says my name as a teacher. All right. And I show my students the information gap activity that is called Spot the Differences, but for teaching pronunciation. It could be anything, as I said before. In this case, it's Spot the Difference, but it could be a pronunciation game or any game, because this is not only for pronunciation. I mean, there other teachers could practice new vocabulary, or they could practice grammar, or they can emphasize grammar in the classroom by using, I mean, the common semi-control or semi-communicative activities, you know, or the communicative activities you already know, by using, you know, SoundCloud. Okay, so in here you see that I ask my students to work in pairs, all right? And of course, as a spot the differences exercise, I mean, some students will have, I mean, I'll have two students working together. All right, one student will have a picture, and student B will have another picture that is very similar to the picture used by student A, but it has certain differences. So here you see the instruction for student B. They shouldn't see the instructions they have, or the pictures they have, all right? I mean, each other. They shouldn't see the pictures each student has, okay? And here you see the pictures, okay? This is picture A, in which I'm trying to emphasize certain words. I'm teaching elision here, all right? I have here a family, for example, the portrait of a family. I have a buffalo on your right, and I have a bar of chocolate on your left. And you see, you see a giraffe on the other side. Yes, someone is asking me here, can we embed SoundCloud files? Yes, of course, you can do it. Yep. And you have temperature on your right, and you have a balloon and memory. And in here, I mean, these pictures allow me to produce elision. That is, students are supposed to say, instead of saying family, you're supposed to say family, because they are dropping the unstressed schwa. For example, the first weak sound of the series of weak sounds. So you have family, you have buffalo, you have chocolate, you have giraffe, and you have temperature, and you have mystery book, and you have memory game, for example. And here you can see my students, all right? They're practicing, they are recording, and you will see, you will hear a bit of the recording, so you see what they're doing. I mean, they are not allowed to write anything, all right? I mean, the conversation they're going to have is free. I mean, they can be very creative, all right? But they are not allowed to write anything, but to improvise, all right? So I will play here the conversation. I hope you can hear it. Please let me know if you are hearing it. Okay, people are telling me that you are not hearing the, okay, I will go into the presentation again and see. Let's see, now you have more volume. Like this.
Taking on buying this house. Could you give me information about it?
Good morning, Mrs. Smith. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Mr. Jackson, and I'm going to help you to find the house of your dreams.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Jackson.
Nice to meet you too. So we have this luxury home, which is perfect for you, and it's located in Westminster County, a beautiful place to live the life of your dreams.
In which city is it located?
It is located in New York City.
Oh, nice.
Yes. It's also a quiet country road.
Okay, I don't want to bother you, I mean, by listening the whole thing. But what I wanted you to know, I mean, is that, I mean, you have the recording, the students are using the words you want them to use, all right? And you're practicing what you've been teaching them. I mean, if you explain the theoretical part of elision or the theoretical part of noun compounds or any other pronunciation item, or going beyond, let's suppose they're just training for their speaking skill. I mean, you can teach vocabulary, you can teach any grammar structure you like, and students can do it, okay, using their own devices, and they can use it wherever they want at the time they want, okay, when they are, I mean, when the computer is available, or when they have their phone at home, etc. They don't need to do it at home and in the classroom. All right, this is how it appears. All right, the information appears then in my profile, and I see the recording, and I can share it, of course, with the rest of the class. This is not only for me, the teacher, it's for the rest of the class too. So in here you see how I have the two recordings, okay, the recording of the role play for noun compounds and the recording for spot the differences, all right, the two recordings. So now you see that we'll see some conclusions of using SoundCloud. Okay, so good. Someone is saying that is thinking on using with the kindergarten students. That's great. I mean, this is for everybody. This is not only for adults. This is for being used with people of any ages, right? I mean, and kids love, technology. So I would like to give you some of my conclusions of using SoundCloud. It says that a student can use SoundCloud for the following reasons: practicing the language, enhancing their speaking abilities by recording speeches addressed to their peers or to other classes. So this is not only for them to improve their own abilities. This is for them to improving or to giving feedback to the rest of the class, because everybody will see in the portfolio the different recordings of everybody in the class, and they can record their voices in order to give feedback also. Teachers can use SoundCloud for the following purposes: for adding audio feedback to students' assignments, of course. I mean, you don't need to type anymore. You just give feedback through an audio that you can record in the same platform of SoundCloud. And you can create SoundCloud group for your classes. And you can encourage students to upload, to record, and to share audios with the rest of the class. You can persuade students to leave comments on the soundtracks uploaded by other students in the SoundCloud groups of the class, which is very important. I mean, this is something that is very collaborative, all right? I mean, everybody, I mean, can work on their peers' job, let's say. It is not only the teacher that monitors, it is also the student who also monitors what other peers do in their recordings and with their pronunciation. Okay, guys, that's all, folks. Just let me know if you have any question.
I'm here, great, Mary, and I want to thank you for providing us with this such an interesting information, quite practical for us to see how you implement SoundCloud with your students. we do have some questions, and one of them is, what is the limit of storage that we can use in SoundCloud?
I think I showed it in one of the slides, but of course I went fast and you didn't see, but it's 120 minutes. And the most important thing for SoundCloud is this is the best thing that I found for recording my students, in the sense that, for example, we have some other recording tools in the web, but they store up to 2 minutes and a half, and that's all. And with this platform, you can record. I mean, you have recordings of up to 15 minutes. So and you can have up to 120 minutes for the whole class, for the whole classroom. So this is something that you can use for a long time. I mean, students can have conversation as long as these role plays that I showed before.
Thank you very much, Mari. And then we have another question, which is, I find it quite interesting. It says, have you ever used SoundCloud to record people singing, you know, as a way to using music to help people with pronunciation?
No, I haven't ever used it for that purpose, but that's a great idea. I mean, singing is something that I have done before in the classroom, but in the classroom, all right, and not in a virtual classroom like it would be for SoundCloud. I mean, it would be great to have students, you know, recording songs and you know, practicing the sounds of the language, the sound and the rhythm of the language, right? And that is a great idea. Congratulations to the one who said so.
Okay, I think the person heard it. And then this is a personal one, because I like, you know, I like technology just as you with this one, and I find interesting this tool. What would you advise to teachers when they try to use this and they might find someone who is reluctant to use SoundCloud? How do you approach that person?
Oh, I mean, teachers will always be reluctant, I mean, to technology.
No,
and
students.
Students. Oh, yeah. Students are not generally reluctant to technology. I mean, they like, generally, they like technology. And SoundCloud is something that is, you know, friendly. Our students know very well, even more than us. All right, because this is, I mean, not many people use it for educational purposes, but for, you know, entertainment. All right, and so we can give other, you know, as I said before, we can give other functions to it. And if one of my students, if I find that one of my students is reluctant to use it, I mean, take him to my office and I sit this person next to me and I start showing him or her, I mean, how it works. And just to show him or her, I mean, how easy it is to use it. It's like having any type of account. I mean, you use your password, you use your user and your password, and you have already a profile, and then you start recording and put in your recordings in the platform, and that it is as easy as that. It's very, very easy, and you can have portfolios of the whole students for the semester or for the school year. All right.
Thank you very much for that useful answer. I'll take it into consideration, and I bet people, participants will take it into consideration too. We have a lot of feedback from participants on emails, WhatsApp, and YouTube, and the YouTube chat saying, thanks a lot, wonderful presentation, excellent, it was wonderful, thanks for sharing your knowledge. And I also want to thank you for being part of this experience and this new beginning of this series of webinar. I would also like to thank the affiliates from Central American and the Caribbean Basin TESOL, who are part of this joint effort. We will meet you soon with a new webinar of this series, but for now on, it's time to say goodbye. And Mary, would you like to share a final word with us?
Oh yeah, I would like to answer one more question that someone has sent me. It says, can multiplier devices be used to record a single track? Yes, of course. I mean, you can use as many devices as you wish, or you can use even one if you wish. Is that the only one available? You can use only one. But if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., you can use all of them at the same time. Okay? And the other thing is, I would like, to show, I don't know if I'm still sharing my presentation, but I have a final thought for everybody for these webinar and for the previous webinar given by Dr. Crystal Brody. I mean, this is for my group, my affiliate group, and for others who attended these presentations. I mean, coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress, and working together is success, by Henry Ford. I really thank you. I really thank Central American and the Caribbean, TESOL affiliate, and all those other groups who do not belong to the group, like people from Argentina, Ana Maria, thank you very much. People from Peru, people from Ecuador, and some other countries who were Nepal, some people from Nepal who were in the presentation, and also from Great Britain and Portugal. I really thank you. I mean, this is a beginning of our series of webinars, and I mean, together we can do many things for the ELT community. So let's continue working together, and thank you very much. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a nice weekend, just like Mary said. And remember, this will be available on our YouTube channel. And I invite you to follow our social media, just like I showed you at the beginning. Have a nice afternoon and a great weekend. Bye.